Okay people, so actually right now we're going to attempt to start the bike right now. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to see. This is the ECU right here. So this bike actually came with a race ECU from Explain R1 custom tuning. So this bike is definitely flashed. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this tune performs. The R1 I had in Jamaica was flashed, but I don't know exactly who flashed it. Curious to see how this one performs. Right now my main concern is just getting it to start. We have the bike plugged in right now. Going to talk with Mark to see if it's charged enough. It has a little bit of gas in there. Just gonna go ahead and see if it starts. Yo, wish me luck guys. Really hoping this works. So let's see. Alright, got the toys here. Here she is once again. As I said, we have the battery tender plugged right in. Luckily enough, it actually came with a connection, so it was pretty easy. Just need to plug this into the harness and then hopefully it'll turn over. Alright, so first plug. Yeah, this way. Alright, moment of truth. Wait. Yes! So just started successfully. Woo! Super happy. Alright guys, so now it's the following day. I'm super happy and super excited that the bike was able to start last night. Right now we're going to go to the next step, which is to basically pull the bike out and get some inspections done. We need to see exactly what parts we need to order for it, and then if there's anything that we missed while doing the initial inspection. So let's get started. So depending if it doesn't get too dark, we might actually give it a quick wash as well. But for right now, let's just pull it out and see what we have to work with. Alright, so while Mark is getting the bike on the rear stand, I'm just gonna do a little quick walk around once again, just so you guys can see it. If you guys are new to the channel, this is a 09 Yamaha R1 that we got on a Copart Action. It's a clean title bike. Most of the damage from what we can see right now is fairly cosmetic, but right now we're gonna do the additional tear down just to see exactly what's going on beyond the fairings and to see if anything else is damaged. I'm gonna put down the camera right now and help Mark out, and we'll get right into it.
Yo man, just get bite up. A wicked ant's nest.
Yo, problems, you know? Imagine if I did fall in that, yo. Shut up.
Alright, back to business.
Alright. Alright guys, so we've taken off basically majority of the fairings except for the tailpiece. Right now we're just trying to get into the airbox, so we're going to be lifting up the fuel tank and trying to see what's inside there as well, so we can give it a proper inspection. Not seeing anything too major right now. Nothing's hanging, nothing seems to be leaking, so that's a good sign.
these screws.
Alright, so we just pulled the gas tank briefly a while ago to see if anything was stained or leaking. Everything seems to be good so far. We're gonna get to the airbox in a second, but wanted to just focus on the front end and check out, what exactly we have to deal with initially. So Mark, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so from the looks of it, I'm assuming, well, obviously he got into a front end collision. Just looking on it, I have to replace the front fender because that's basically cracked. There seems to be twisting in the forks going on in the front, so we might have to adjust that. What we can do is loosen up the triple clamps and then try to adjust it and see if anything is bent.
Yeah, you can kind of see it from this angle. If you look at the bike right here and then turn to the side, you can kind of see that it's slightly off. It's not really parallel with the other fork. And then even on the top right now, you can see that the wheel is straight, but bar end is twisted. So that's gonna be hopefully something that we can address pretty easily. Hopefully we won't have to replace it. With this build, we're really trying to keep our costs very low but still bring everything back to spec. So once we get to take off the steering damper and also the rest of the clamps, we'll be able to assess it better to see if it can be fixed.
Other than that, from what I can see, this brake rotor on this side is bent, so we'll have to replace that.
On the right side?
Yeah. It's kind of tough to tell, but you can kind of see it coming in and out, like right here.
Yeah, there's a bit of a warp.
Versus here, it's more straight.
Yeah.
So that'll have to be changed. The bracket for the ECU will have to be replaced. That broke off.
Yeah, I changed this on my old one, so it's not too expensive.
Yeah. Clutch lever, definitely have to replace that. The cable looks like it's intact, so it's really just getting a new lever on it. Fairings, of course, that's definitely a must. Definitely getting rid of this exhaust heat wrap. I don't know why.
Yeah, it look kind of good. But then again, these bikes do get really hot, so I can probably understand why he did it.
And the heat shield is missing on this side, so maybe he was having some heat issues.
Yeah, I do have a heat shield, but I do remember it not working with my Vortex rear sets when I had it, so we can try and see if it will fit, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, for the front, I guess the last thing we can touch on, definitely need a new fairing stay and new headlight assembly, and also we need a new harness for the headlight that seems to be missing, and then a gauge cluster because we don't have.
Yeah, the gauge cluster was missing on this bike. Luckily we did see the last recorded mileage for the bike, so we do know what type of gauge to look for as far as getting accurate miles. Was there any issues with the radiator?
So far, when we started it, it did power on and it worked, but based on what I can see, this bracket seems to have broken off. So I'm not sure if it's bent in any certain place. From here it might be, but once we get deeper into the bike, we'll know. We'll probably have to take it off and take a better look at it.
And we did hear some clunking from the fan when it kicked in. Can you see anything right here?
From this side, no, but I think on this side you can kind of see where it got hit. So right here you see the bracket for the fan looks like it's kind of bent out of place. And yeah, even if I try to move it, the fan isn't really moving, so it must be pushed up against. Yeah, so we definitely will have to take a look at that. The radiator definitely moved when it got hit, so we'll have to figure out how to get it back into alignment.
I'm still super happy that a lot of these wires are intact. Very thankful for that. Even on this side, none of the pins seem to be bent or missing, which is very good. And then even under there, the headers look pretty good. The brake lines look good as well. Nothing, as I said, no leaks or anything like that. No cracks in the engine casing whatsoever. Subframe seems to be in pretty good shape as well.
Yeah, the bike definitely didn't slide on the pavement. It looked like it got hit and it just
fell. Yeah, I don't see any signs of it sliding or anything like that. The oil There's oil in it. Seems a little bit dirty, so might just end up changing that pretty soon. Tires are in very good condition as well. I don't see any. It doesn't seem like any of the rims are bent, which is very good.
We'll have to figure out a new taillight situation. This one does work, but
yeah, it's looking pretty
kind of
beat up.
Yeah.
Not sure why.
And then maybe even get a new fender eliminator on it.
Yeah.
Look like there's a TST one on there, so that's good. Get some good stuff from them.
And then in here, wiring seems pretty good. The battery does work. Super happy about that. As far as any other dents, there is a small dent right here in the tank, but I think that's something that we can possibly fix down the line. Hopefully we're gonna try and get it pulled and this little area right here touched up. And yeah, are we missing anything right now?
No, I think that's pretty much it for the most part.
Okay.
And there you have it, guys. So that's pretty much the damage assessment on the bike. So far, damage doesn't seem to be anything that we can't handle. I've done some work on bikes before, so I already have the knowledge needed to tackle a project like this. So I'm actually really excited to kind of get started and finally getting some parts on so we can start seeing this thing kind of come together. I think for the next episode, we might do the first wash. I definitely think it's something that we need to do to kind of get it to a clean base so that when we start working on it, you know, everything is back to basically square one. So that'll probably be the next episode, so look out for that. And any final thoughts, Kirk?
If you guys are excited about the build, please remember to like, share and subscribe. We need you guys' support to keep this content going. Much appreciated if you guys can get us to 1,000 subscribers. But other than that, stay tuned for the next one and keep sticking to
The build. We out.